Hi, everybody. I'm going to try to show you how to use Padlet right now. So let me share my screen and we will explore this great little app that can help you share your images during this class with me and the other people in our class. So you're going to have to log in to Padlet. And if you don't have an account, you're going to sign up here. But once you do that, you will, have to figure out how to log in. You can either log in with Google, Microsoft, or Apple, or you can log in with your own email and a password. So I chose to do mine logging in with Google. All right, so this is my this is my Padlet dashboard. But in order to share my work, to share my Padlet with others in our classes, what I need to do first is to go back. Well, you're going to make a Padlet. That's the first thing you're going to do. So you're going to go to Padlet here, and you're going to start with a blank. I would suggest wall. I think that's the best way to do it. You might want to do grid. That's not too bad either. Really, any of these on the top will be fine, but I've chosen wall, so select wall. Okay. And here's where you can title your Padlet. So you can call it Pedria Arches Art Class, or whatever you want to use it, and you don't need to have this description. You can just get rid of it unless you want to have description. And you will only need really one. I mean, for my class, you just need one Padlet. You don't need a multiple number of Padlets. So, I think this is really if you want to help yourself understand, what you're doing it for. Or you could put your name here and then just say art class, So anything you want to do here is really fine. But this is where you talk about what this is. Okay. All right. And then this is right here is your unique link to your Padlet. So padlet.com/your name. Your wallpaper is the color background. So I would like to change that. I would suggest doing white. So you're going to click up there, go to solid colors on the top here, and click on white. Yeah, it's better for a background. That way it won't conflict with the other things that you're putting on there. And you're going to go back. Okay. Then, yeah, you can choose your font. I just use this first one, doesn't really matter. And new post position, where do new posts appear? I think it's best to put them, as they come in like first. So, so whenever you put a new picture up, it'll likely show up, in the first spot here. So as you move along through the course, you can, you'll see this progression of your work from the most recent to the furthest away. Comments, yeah, you want to allow comments. So I can say, hey, it looks good, or you can have comments from other people in your class. It's kind of fun to do that. And then this stuff I don't think you need because, we're only going to be showing it to ourselves here. Okay, so, and for icon, that just means, you can make an icon for yourself. That's kind of fun. You could put your own image up there. So I could, upload a photograph and pick that one there and sort of use that. Okay, so now you're going to be able to start posting. So you go to your Padlet and you see on the bottom here, and this is, for the large computer screen. I mean, it shows up a little bit differently on a phone, but in general, there's this little pink circle with a plus sign in it. And that's how you post a new picture. So it says double click anywhere, drag files in, paste from clipboard, or click here to post. So, they do say if you want to add something, you could click double click anywhere. Yeah, so double click at any place on your screen. You don't have to do the little circle, but you could. So for example, here's the place where I'm going to post. If I just want to put an image up, all I do is I go upload, and then you're going to go to your, place where you keep your pictures. Maybe that is, for me, pictures. So then I can go anywhere here, and I can, pick out a photograph. Whatever. I don't know. So, let's just use that one. What the heck? And that's Andy Warhol. And it will appear. And you can say, if you wanted to say, Andy Warhol, just playing, whatever. So you're up there, and you can move this around. You can put that anywhere you want to on your, oh, I guess it doesn't stay. Okay, well, anyway, that's where it is. I guess so that's the reason why you might want to click where you actually want it to be. But so there you go. I've got one image up on here, and if I want, sometimes I post videos for you all to see. Videos, you can post a video for free on your site as long as it doesn't go over. I think it's probably like a minute or two. They don't give you a lot of space. But you can also, as you can see here, upload. You could take your own photograph. It allows you to take a picture, which is pretty crazy. Allow the webcam to take your picture, and it's working. Anyway, I don't know that you necessarily need to have this activated, but you might want to. For our class, for our purposes, you're really going to be posting images, right? And if you don't want something, you just get rid of it. So just going to move that. Yeah, okay, so there you go. It's all clean now. Okay, now what you'll need to do is you need to share your Padlet with me. And you might want to share your Padlet with others in our class once we're all set up. So what you're going to do is, and as you can see, this is the Padlet that's already open that you've created. You don't want to go back to your dashboard. You want to go to the place where you created, and it says share. So I am going to add members. So as you can see, I can only add you if you are already on Padlet. You'll be able to add me right away because I'm in Padlet already. But for me to add you to be able to see my Padlet, you already need to have a name. So I'm going to put somebody in here that I know is already on this. So I'm going to try I love Poco. She's somebody in my class. And I'm going to say she can write, and I'm going to save her. Okay, so now she's allowed to collaborate. In other words, she's allowed to see my Padlet and to post things on my Padlet, to comment on it, whatever, right? The other things you can see here, can read, can write, can edit, can administer. I don't know. These bottom ones you don't really need. It's either can read. If you don't want anyone to say hi, you can just say can read. That would be, suppose you were teaching a class of high school students, you wouldn't necessarily want them to be able to write on your board, but you might. But, for our purposes, I think it's fine for you to write and me to write on yours, and for the people in our class to write. So that's what that is. Now, what I believe happens is that Susan will get a link to this new Padlet that I've created. So I'm going to remove her because just showing you. And or, you know, you put her in there and you would say save. So make sure that you always save. You always save your work here once you've found people. But that's basically you do search by name, username, or email. This is frankly where we've had some problems. It's a little glitchy, it seems. Don't be surprised if it doesn't work the first time. I don't know why that is, but this is the right way to do it. Okay, and we're going to close that share. And then here is just, you know, the other information about your, you know, what we did at the beginning when you first set up your Padlet. But this, you know, you could change your wallpaper if you decided not to have white. Maybe you wanted to have blue now. You know, this is where you would change some of this stuff. And yeah, that's what that is. You could change the title of it, whatever. And then here, invite people. This is back to what we saw before. So this is the same, right? Sharing and adding, and you know, the other one, you got to the same place. You got to the same place. So copying a link to clipboard will just enable you to show somebody your work, but they can't collaborate. In other words, they can't easily get to your board and say things on it or put things on it or whatever. This is just, hey, you know, random person or family friend, look at my board, but you're not inviting them to collaborate. Your privacy. Secret, keep the Padlet hidden from the public. If I choose to share it with someone, they should be able to access it. So you could change your privacy and make it public, you know, if you want to, and that way, you know, people could find you. But, you know, there's no reason. You could just keep it private. So, you know, this is, for our purposes, not a big deal. Whatever you choose here is really fine. This is a little wonky, the password thing. I don't know how it works exactly if we're trying to share it for our classes, but I would just forget that. Okay, so yeah, it just says this Padlet is private. Visitors not in your invited contributors list will be denied access. It just means if I haven't invited you to collaborate, you won't be able to see it. So there you go. So that's the basics of Padlet, and I hope this works for you. And I'm signing off.